I massaged the pineapple and coconut-scented shampoo through my hair, enjoying the steaming hot water pounding against my shoulder blades. That morning's baking session had felt longer than normal. Every year, the holiday craze felt as though it hit earlier and earlier, then lasted longer and longer. Usually, business in the bakery was quiet through the end of December and into the new year, with just a slight bump around New Year's Eve. But it was 3 weeks into January already, and I'd had to bake extra Hug in a Cup, a buttercream-topped dark chocolate cake, and Lift in a Cup, a delicate white cake with coffee buttercream, when we'd sold out an hour after opening. I'd also had to explain why I didn't have a pumpkin-spiced, latte-flavored cupcake to 14 different people throughout the day. At the end of January. And by people, I meant 30-somethings on their way to midweek brunch, sipping from their personalized Starbucks mugs, and a formal summons from the treasure keeper interrupted my thoughts when it materialized before me with a puff of smoky dragon magic. I squeaked at the appearance of a golden envelope in the steamy air, flinching harshly enough that the sudsy curls I'd piled on top of my head toppled down into my face. I might be half witch, half dragon, but shampoo in my eyes still stung. "Son of a freaking hell!" I spun away, evading the envelope as I lifted my eyes and face to the showerhead. The summons remained suspended behind me, patiently waiting for me to pluck it out of the air. It was the 4th such missive I'd received in the last 3 months, and I still couldn't figure out how they were getting through the magical blood wards on my apartment. And, speaking of brunch, I had dim sum with Warner on my mind, and was therefore in no way interested in freeing the magic of Shailadja, daughter of the mountain, which had been the gist of the last 3 missives from the treasure keeper. The summons that had appeared 2 weeks ago had actually been signed by order of the Guardian Council. A year or so ago, that single sentence would have had me quaking in my boots. But I knew there was no way the Guardian Council had gathered over anything as mundane as a rogue dragon, even one who'd been a bad girl over 500 years ago and who'd wound up with her magic locked away because of it. You had to drag a greater demon into the dragon nexus to rouse all 9 guardians at once. Trust me, I knew. The simple remembrance of all that power gathered in one room still made my bones ache. The combined might of the Guardians had obliterated every taste, sound, and sight, overwhelming my Dowser senses and scrambling my brain. Shailadja was beneath their combined notice, whether she was the treasure keeper's new pet or not. The envelope started vibrating as I rinsed the last of the conditioner out of my hair. I turned off the water and reached for a towel, knowing that if I moved more than 2 steps away, the envelope would follow. The second summons had done so. Then it exploded all over me when I ignored it for too long. It had taken me 2 days and too many expensive chocolate bars to clear the smoky taste of its magical detonation from my mouth. I toweled off, grumbling to myself about having a well-earned moment of relaxation interrupted. Wrapping my hair in the damp towel, I reached up and tapped the bottom edge of the envelope. Its thick golden paper unfurled, exposing a thin piece of parchment and Poulot's handwritten demand.
Jade Godfrey, daughter of the warrior, treasure keeper's alchemist, your presence is required in the chamber of the treasure keeper, immediately.
I didn't bother reading any further. Same old yada yada. I hadn't set foot in the Nexus for over a year, and I wasn't about to do so for some rabid koala who had a thing for my boyfriend. By which I meant Shailadja.